In this video I'll show you how I built this shed. This is though what we started with, so an upgrade was definitely necessary. Welcome to project time for my latest creation. Inspiration for a new garden shed came from Pinterest. I wanted to build something like this, but this is what we started out with. So a lot of work to do, and first I cleaned off all the old walls that were going to remain. The front wall, the one with the big crack, was going to be removed later, so I didn't put too much attention to that. All the floors were removed. It was literally sand with about 2 or 3 centimeters or an inch of concrete on top, which obviously wasn't good, so that all had to be redone. The walls in the back, they had moisture issues, so I coated them with a waterproof cement. I really wish I could work this fast in real time. Of course, in reality it takes a bit longer, but as soon as everything was prepped, I could put some pipes for the water evacuation. And here I was prepping the surface for a new concrete floor that I had to put. So first I leveled out some sand, put some plastic isolation plates, and then later some rebar, followed by a layer of around about 3 inches, 8 centimeters of concrete that I put on top. I used my laser level to make sure that the floor was nice and level, and it's downsloping very slightly towards the front, just to avoid any standing water. Now in this shed we also had our washer and dryer and some other stuff that we needed to keep, so I couldn't just tear down the whole building and then build it all new at once. So I kind of had to do it in 2 parts. First I built one part of the new construction, and afterwards I did the other 2/3. Here I'm removing the old roof, and eventually I will build the new shed of wood, which is a material that I like very much, and it works very handy. So when the front wall was removed, I could then fill that part up where the old wall used to be with concrete as well. And these are the concrete reinforcements where later my wooden pillars will stand up upon. The wooden construction was very basic, just some pillars in the front, there's 4 of them, and then there's just some beams that lay across. Now, if you're ever in the market for a circular saw, a compact one, this is the Makita DHS680. I highly recommend it. Love the thing. Now for the roof itself, I use these sandwich panels. They're super handy. They're light, they're strong, isolated, and they have a nice finish on the inside. And the lighting inside the new shed, I actually incorporated it within these panels. So the tubing to these lights, I actually put it up inside these panels to make it look optically nice. So a quick light test here, that all seemed to work the way I planned. And the water pipe for the rainwater, I actually incorporated inside the wall. And after that first third of the shed was done, I could continue with the rest, and I just used some more of these sandwich panels. To make the roof waterproof, I used EPDM foil, which is basically a very thick plastic, and you glue it with a special glue onto the surface below. So here, as you can see, I'm just gluing it straight onto the boards. And on the front of the shed, I did not want to have a rain gutter, so I used these boards to cover up the front. And then basically on top of the shed, it's a concealed area, and then there's a water spout that goes down from there through the wall. This is around halfway the project. When the basic structure and the roof was done, I just had to make the front walls now and the inside. Now, after I glued in that rain spout, I also did the sides here, so everything was glued nicely. Works pretty well. One thing is important, to use a good roller and to make sure you really pressure everything very good together in order to avoid any air bubbles below the or between the surfaces. So I used some aluminium stripping here on the front overhang, and later I cut off the excessive EPDM foil so that it's completely covered and there will be no water ingress. And this will just be a garden shed and a washing area. But we picked these tiles that are actually way too nice for this, but it's going to look really nice, and these are local to this region. And this is where I'm putting up the inside dividing wall between the two parts of the shed. Now, one part I used just white tiles on the wall, and I built the furniture for the washing machine and dryer, and later put a little furniture there as well, so we have this nice washing area. Here I put in the door frame and started doing the front wall. And here already a nice result with all the front walls done. My dad and my son came to help a little bit with covering the inside of the other part of the shed. We made it with wood. I think it looks really nice. Of course, a little bit of electricity work to make sure that all worked correct. And then we had a little visitor come and visit us as well in the shed. I think he approved. And inside the shed then later I made a little workbench there in the corner for tools and stuff. And here that little furniture that I put on the in the area of the washing machine, which looks now like this. So that's quite nice. And for the lighting, I put very little 1 watt LEDs underneath all these beams, which look really cool at night, and you can vary the intensity as well. Now I hope this video gives you some inspiration for your next project. Go build something. Consider subscribing for more videos.